we find ourselves in a situation in which our natural instinct and everything inside of us is speaking about self-preservation and familial preservation, which is only right, which is normal, which is natural. But I was struck by the thought in Psalm verses 1, Psalm 1 verses 2, speaking and says, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate both day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that brings forth his fruit in his season. His leaf shall not wither, and whatsoever he does shall prosper." Even as I began to ponder this, I was also hit with the thought of the role that isolation plays, and the role that isolation had played in the lives of many great biblical examples. We look at Jesus. The Bible says that immediately after he got his calling and was baptized, and John declared that he was the Messiah to all, the Bible says he was immediately taken by the Spirit into the wilderness, into a time of separation. We look at David, had spent so many years, so much of his youth in that place of separation. We look at Joseph again in that place of isolation. We look at David's mighty men, all coming from that place of isolation. So I trust that God, by his grace and by his power, will give us the strength to even look through some of these examples, and that there will be a challenge to us. But just to start initially, the thought is that it's not a time for us to be cocooning. It's not a time for us to be now feathering our nests and just getting fat, getting strong. But it really is a time for preparation, a time for expanding in the things of God, a time that ground will be taken, because always the desert is always preparation for what lies ahead. It's always preparation for ministry that comes ahead. That this time of isolation is always a time of preparing. So I would say to us, let this time of isolation, this time alone, be as it was for Joseph, like those 7 years before the drought would come, a time in which he could stock up and prepare for the years that lay ahead. So we trust God that by his power he will lead us and he will guide us through this, and that by the end of it we will emerge out of this time not just as strong individuals, but as those who are driven, as those who will perform mighty exploits for our God. So stick with us. This is the first. It's the first one of these. We trust God that by his grace there'll be a few more to come. God bless you.